Alright guys, so today I have another tuning guide for you, and this time we're going to be going into arguably Forza's most popular division, and that is Forza GT. In particular, we're going to be looking at the C7R Corvette. Very versatile, balanced car. In general, it's not a leaderboard car at any particular track, but it performs well everywhere. Very well-rounded, great lobby car. You're pretty much going to do well everywhere you take this thing. So anyways, let's look at the stats. It's got 537 horsepower at 2755 on the weight and 7.1 handling, 8.9 excel. So, very well-rounded numbers there. I have my very typical American flag paint job because, it's Corvette. Let's go to the upgrades. The engine, instead of our standard 491, it is 537 horsepower, so it is no restrictor plate. As far as the brakes go, there are none. So stock brakes on this car are better than race brakes. There are ways that you can fit race brakes, whether it be by adding heavier rims or subtracting rear tire width. I know a lot of people prefer race brakes on their cars because it generally feels better to drive, but if you can adjust to stock brakes, I highly recommend using them. In general, just the better combo, faster lap times. There's no driveline on this car. And the tire setup, it is stock tire compound, which is equivalent to race. On my build, I have no front tires. There are builds that have more. To me, though, the best all-around lobby car build to go on every track has none. Adding front tire width is more of a track-specific thing for me, like if I was going to try to leaderboard this car at a track, hot lap it. But I run none. I run max in the rear, and I run the lightest wheels. In particular, I have the Volkswagen E37s. I know they're tuner wheels, but I like them. And it has the max front rim size, which is actually really important. Front rim size in Forza helps eliminate mid-corner scrub. It increases your mid-corner speed. So it's weird, I know, but it works. I have it on most of my builds, especially for rear-wheel drive cars. My rear rim size is stock. I hate adding rear rim size. Sometimes it's necessary, but avoid it if you can. And that's the build done. GT builds, usually pretty simple. Let's go into the tune now. So it's going to be 28.0 on front and rear tires. Pretty much always have that on my race tire cars. It really, depending on the weight, I might go up or down, but middleweight cars like this one, 28.0. Gearing setup, 355. Final drive, I think it's stock. I just moved my other gears around, I think. 247 first, 181 second, 138 third, fourth is 110, fifth is 0.91, and I have a really short 6 gear that is never used unless you're on a really long straight or maybe going downhill. It's 0.82. And my alignment settings are negative 1.4 and negative 0.9 on the front and rear camber. Toe is 0, front and rear, no toe in this car. And the caster angle is 7, so maxed out. Roll bars are 27.5 front, 13.0 rear. Springs are 601 and 540, so both of these are front biased. In general, I find GT cars to be too oversteery. They feel just like they're over gripped, so most of my GT cars will be very front biased, trying to slow down that snap, like to ease the car into the turn more. Makes me feel a little bit more confident in the corners. The ride height is raised slightly in the front, again reinforcing that idea to kind of slow the car down turning in, kind of ease it in more. 3.1 and 2.8. My damping settings are 10.0 and 9.2 on the rebound. More front bias themes here. Same with the bump, 2.5 and 2.0. My downforce is 394 and 364. Now, a lot of people run full front, no rear, or they'll run even downforce, which would be 394 or 394. I landed somewhere in the middle just for a track consistency thing. I think this is just the most balanced setup you can get. So 394, 364, stock brakes, so you can't adjust those. My differential is 75 and 33, very average differential. 33 decel seems kind of high compared to most of my tunes, but on my GT cars this is really normal, actually maybe even a little bit low. A lot of my mid-engine cars it's up to like 60 or 70. But yep, that's the tune. I thought I would also include a couple lap showcases if it will apply my tune. The 2 laps we're going to be looking at are on Silverstone, and I think Suzuka West. Let's see. Silverstone. I have a 159.2 on Silverstone. Yes. And that is the fastest C7 time. Barely on the top page. Only on the top page. You can only see me on the top page if you're also on the top page. If you're below this, you only see to 11th. So that kind of sucks. But, you know, that's kind of sums up where this car sits. You got the RSR, the Cayman, the M3, and the Jag, and the Lambo above it. Those cars are all really known to be fast. But, you know, the C7's hanging right there. I'm sure I could drop maybe another 10th or 2 off this time. I don't think I could reach the mid 58s here, but you know, 59 flat, 59.1 is not out of the question for this car, so it's very competitive. And the other track is Suzuka West, I think, and it has a pretty similar standing there. Yeah, here's the West circuit. Yeah, and this one's 18th. A little bit smaller track, a little bit more competitive, acceleration friendly in this track, so lots of Jags, lots of Lambos. That's a really good Ferrari, or Ferrari, his name's Ferrari. That's a really good BMW time right there. So yeah, anyways, enjoy the laps. Hopefully you like the tune. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.